A ver, creo que ahora sí estoy en directo, ¿eh? Voy a comprobarlo porque he empezado el directo y había un fallo y no estaba en directo. Ahora sí, cojones. Ahora sí, vale, ahora sí. Es que empezó un directo y no estaba en directo. Y, y he vuelto a cerrarlo y he vuelto a abrir. O sea, simplemente eso. Nada, me vení con Jill a recoger los últimos materiales. Punto pelota.
Each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
Up! You'll not find a bruised... Fresh cuts! Come and get them before they're gone.
What can I interest you in today? I trust it's all here. Keep fighting the good fight.
Oi, don't touch anything. If that's what you want.
¿Me creen que soy rico o algo o qué?
Let's see how Jill's getting on.
La misión más corta del planeta.
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Topatía.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool.
Lo va a refrigerar con un alioli, Guillo.
But before we head back, would you walk with me a while?
Hombre. Hombre. Un rato y dos.
Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Pero a ella no le ha dicho en ningún momento que Torgal es de ella, ¿no?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... oh.
Oh.
You're right.
Sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you.
Va a morir muy fuerte.
Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so.
Ah, hola.
Thank you, Clive.
Quieto. Pero Guillo, acercarse e intentarse darse un besito o algo, por favor. Un asuchón, te pongo la manita en el hombro, en la cinturita, algo, cojones. Qué complicados son los japoneses.
I suppose we best be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
El día de mañana que vaya a desplumar la cotorra, no vea cojones, no va a formar nada. Y la que está formando para darle un abracito a algo. Por cierto, fuera del directo, o sea, fuera del directo no, en el directo que no ha funcionado antes, he matado a la escoria. A la escoria de rango S.
I wonder how Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Que yo me creí que estaba grabándose, o sea, estaba en directo, pero no.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Hippocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Taya how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
Si hubiera junto a contar ya me lo hubiera.
What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates. Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then.
No sé por qué, pero estoy pensando ahora mismo que en mi época joven, cuando yo era un pipiolo, este juego me lo hubiera cargado yo en 2 tardes o 2 o 3 tardes, Lo que es hacerse viejo, picha. Qué barbaridad. Qué asco. ¿Quién eres tú y qué haces en la esquina? Voy a tener que hablar contigo y después hablar con ella, seguramente.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. You'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat, a coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference.
Podía ser... Espérate. Podía... No, mientras que se cuente no queda.
I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is going to require some precision walloping.
No se arreó nada el personaje. Eso ya estaba, ¿no?
It's finished. It's finally finished.
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Alguien de claro. A mí darme de rollo. Me encanta esto de acabas de terminar de hablar con ella y pone habla con Mid. Pero vamos a escuchar a la gente, ¿no? Antes de hablar con Mid, vamos a escuchar con la gente que está mirando lo del mundo.
She was building a ship.
Really? That's a ship. Let's sail it around the lake.
The Enterprise will have 4 mithril engines, each needing its own displacement stack. So, just 3 more like this, and we'll be finished.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build? Yeah. He said it was some sort of chimney stack. Must be quite a fireplace.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Vale, nuevas misiones secundarias.
All right, Clive.
Asterix. We'd finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Is that you done then? Mid's not roped you into building the rest of the board, has she?
Una misión que da algo. Y una carta que nos da una misión. Entonces, ya misión que da algo.
That's it then. Here, Sid. Reckon you might be...
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic, the lovely bit of kit it is. Bung in a solution you want splitting, and it will separate it out, just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicine.
Proper.
So what exactly do you need for this?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about what... And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great bull.
All right.
Thank you kindly. And I tried to find a supplier for this stuff, but it's rare as Chocobo's teeth. Either someone brings down a Bomb King and picks up the ash, or... I don't know. We wait for one to snuff it of old age.
Pilla la misión del tablón. De las cartas que digo.
He cracked the crystal too.
Tío. Gracias por lo del otro día. El cuero curtido que le entregaste a Blackthorn le devolvió los ánimos, pues parece que el efecto no ha durado mucho. Vuelve a estar más pensativo de lo normal y a veces hasta pone cara de haberle olido el aliento a un morbo cuando bate el hierro. Parece que hay algo que no nos ha contado. Yo voy a estar un tiempo fuera de la guarida sé que andas ocupado y tal vez no, tal vez me harías el favor de hablar con él. Vale.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
A pillar las otras. Tu can formidable no lo está tanto estos días. Ven a verme cuando tengas un rato libre y te cuento en detalle. Pero ven, mendrugo.
What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
Un trofeo por haber leído 10 cartas en el camarote. Vale. Hombre, Clive, ¿qué tal? Qué raro que se me hace esto de escribirte una carta. En fin, al grano. He estado revisando las cuentas de la guarida y me he topado con un pequeño desajuste. Sí, dejémoslo en eso. Necesito tu ayuda para cuadrarla, así que pasaste a verme por el mostrador de la toldilla. Si es cuanto antes, mejor.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Hacer por cercanía.
You think something's wrong with Torgor?
So you can read. But I didn't say how we're wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgor. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right. Though all canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing, frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may, as to where one might find a suitable substitute. Some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
The nobleman who visited.
Me quedo pillando la animación. A ver cómo hay.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. And you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you've got a keen eye out. He's just, well, Karen showed
And that was?
a sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home.
So that's what's troubling you.
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
Okay.
You're looking well, Karen.
What you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to...
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you? Fine. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's...
I appreciate the...
Me equivoco, tío. Vale, tenemos nuevas escorias. La lista de misiones es una tontería, porque ahora cuando salgamos el mapa los vemos. O sea, que es una tontería. Vamos a encender esto.
Is that the thing Tomes helped you?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
A ver qué pasa ahí. Preguntar sobre el boom. Está buscando un rey boom, pues en el tablón de anuncio tiene información sobre uno. El perro de ensambreque. El ensambreque.
Clive.
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto might be listening. A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders. And it's maybe my fault. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. Zero. I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
¿Y los 20 millones?
What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. And instead of coming straight to... You get Clive to come to you. The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And well?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends.
Each. Well, they lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must...
Those ledgers were my responsibility.
We have that much to hand? I can always ask my...
No, we don't. And no, you won't. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean... Is there anything I can do to...
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to...
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. Little something Sid and I set aside for... And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope
I'm sure there will be.
Should be. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, asses to wipe.
I know. Which is why I don't...
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because... you'd rather Lady Karen killed...
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed...
Well...
Don't worry.
Really?
No. I don't.
No me lo esperaba. Pero de seguro no.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Obelith, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry at all, are you? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Got some luck. But anyway, I was on my way up to see you. Got a letter. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post bleeding 8.
Thank you, Obelith.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle?
Hijo mío, me alegra comunicarte que mi expedición a Camber ha sido todo un éxito. El amigo que te comenté no solo ha accedido a financiar nuestras actividades, sino también a relatarme toda clase de sucesos que acontecen en las ciudades libres a partir de los cuales ha conocido a una amiga tuya. Aunque admiro el ingenio y arrojo de la señorita Telamon, para embarcarse en la construcción de la Enterprise, dudo que las autoridades de Camber vean con buenos ojos el uso no autorizado de sus astilleros. Por si fuera poco, los maestros del gremio de mercaderes no tardarían en entrometerse en el proyecto. Es por ello que te escribo esta misiva. Me gustaría contar con la ayuda de tu joven espía Gaff durante 1 o 2 lunas para que vigile a cualquiera que intente meter las narices donde no debe y nos avise de posibles ataques. Sé que no quieres prescindir de él, pero no te lo pediría si no fuese necesario. Espero tu respuesta.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Pero no me deja ir a otro lado. Tío puta. Pues nada, ha vuelto. La guarida que fue atacada, destrozada, y solamente murieron 4.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kuka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in 2 places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Qué guay.
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there will be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Okay.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklab markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. that's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goot.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bucklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Tío, me creí que se va a despedir como Emmett Selk durante un segundo, ¿eh?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
O sea, solamente ha ido a despedirse, o sea, a saludar a Cid, a los otros 3 muertos que le follen fortísimo. No puede ir a ningún otro lado, tío. Bueno, no pasa nada. Sabía que debería haber hecho la misión primero de... Pero bueno, no pasa nada. Rumbo a tierras cristalinas.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
Ahora tengo una pregunta. ¿Podré irme al mapa y teletransportarme? Pues entonces, ¿por qué no me ha dejado antes? Qué ridículo, ¿no? No sé, cosa más ridícula. Vamos a hacer la secundaria y nos la quitamos en medio. Sobre todo esa que tiene el más, que las del más suelen ser algo gordos, ¿sabes?
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
They're saying Drake's fang is gone. The whole mother crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Calm yourself.
Back again, are you? Any more trouble and you'll be barred for life, however deep your friends' pockets might be.
Here, you. Listen, I've got this theory. The Fallen, I don't think they all fell. Some of them are still living among us. You could be one of them.
Cuidado con lo que está diciendo el borracho.
One of them.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthier patrons has purchased the use of every room, hoping to keep out the riffraff, as he puts it.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? No. That's just how his lordship is.
Though the morning's events have... He's been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made a...
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know, lady...
And I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You have but to state it.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's every ill-gotten coin in Dalamel is said to pass through that disrepute.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant...
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell. It's a wonder the Republic tolerates the existence of the bandit's bed. You would have thought a few dozen good men might...
Run like the wind.
Pedazo de caminata, como...
We've got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
Se me quedan cortas tener solamente dos habilidades ahora.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamel.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone.
Un segundo. Venga, con la Kitty. La Kitty me ha dicho cuando tú te fueras a acostar, que la Kitty me dijo que cuando tú te fueras a acostar, que lo metiera en su cuarto. O cierro yo mi portal.
Of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, the very stone of which I spoke. Far rarer and a far more.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship.
I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of cure. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scout.
There are many other.
Too many to count. But only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Coming, my lordship. I'll be...
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
¿Dónde se supone? ¿Dónde se supone que estaba la Square-enix? Era... Sunbreaker era... No me acuerdo.
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
Qué guay que esta parte lo estoy viendo desde aquí, ¿sabes? Uy, me he equivocado. Islas del Arca. Si pega algo sobre el que se asienta el dominio cristalino. No, diré, esto lo leí yo antes, ¿no? Te lo garanto lo que es. Claro, es que por aquí es la historia. Y decía yo, digo, ¿por qué han hablado? Si no... Pero bueno, no pasa nada. Vamos a pillarla con la misión.
So what do you think?
That we'd be lucky to make it out alive.
Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, aye. There's trouble up ahead. And too much of it for us to handle.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Oh, what about this fearsome-looking
Oh, no doubt. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked with finding a merchant.
How does a merchant misplace it?
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling...
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not much of a thinker, but I know the work of...
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my estimation, the bastard...
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we've not got the skill in...
You, however, have the look of a man who needn't fear a band of backwater. Chances are they'll come for you either way. But if you...
Well, I'm going to have to deal with them anyway.
You've clearly got a fine head.
We're lucky you came now. Hoping to make a heavy purse in Bocklad. Our merchant reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods. So...
All right. Just don't expect me.
Nope. You just put an end to those bandits and point us in the right direction.
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of them.
Look lively, you lot. We've got guests.
These must be our bandits. And if you ever want to see it again... That's them dealt with. Now, where's that cart?
Aquí tiene que haber un... Aquí tiene que haber un cofre por cojones.
Getting all of this out of here will be a nightmare.
Seems we've found ourselves the right man for the job, wouldn't you say?
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing. Our merchant friend will be delighted.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a fine warrior hawk cabbages to
A mí que se van a quedar con el material.
You've done your part. And that's all you need to worry about. Here. It's been a pleasure. Now piss off.
There's no need to be so rude, brother. What if we want his help again next time?
A mí que se van a quedar con todo. Bueno, pues voy a buscar... Vamos a hacer todas las secundarias, ¿eh? Estoy quitándome las secundarias para luego ir a la historia. Ya nos quedamos relajados, tío. Y si no, hay mucho ganas de tener un montón de secundarias ahí y no poder completar ninguna. Me equivoco, carajo. Ya tenemos esa y tenemos esta.
Clive!
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
No lo leí, es brillante gema que Fid adquirió mucho tiempo atrás en previsión de futuras crisis que vaciarían las arcas de la guarida. Otto considera que dicho momento ha llegado debido a las deudas pendientes con Karen, Martha e Isabel.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
Bueno, vamos a...
Good girl. Run like the wind. Time to fight. Certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? It's over. Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Vale. Aquí nos queda... Aquí nos queda... Vale. Ah, era el nido del dragón, no era donde era... El nido del dragón era donde era la mierda esta del coño de mi prima, ¿cómo se llama? Del... Ya me saldrá, ¿vale? Del boom. No sé el nombre, cojones.
There's talk.
How the hell is anyone supposed to...
Did you hear? The gate's to heaven.
I want to see you again. But the captain's late with our pay.
It's all right. I'll be waiting.
What am I going to do without Sweetwater and Olive Talc?
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you, to settle the hideaway's debt with the and to...
I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much. The man owes me nothing. Nor does my contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
Otto is lucky to have you. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway...
Otto had a son.
Oh, mira.
Long ago. Yes. And blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened. Whether there was anything he could have done.
I didn't know.
How could you have? Besides Sid, I've never met a man... An ill habit. Given that both have always been so...
Adios.
Greg will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Me huele un montón que por aquí. Se van por cojones. A buscar la escoria.
Titan! Titan! Vamos! Waken winds! Titan! Garuda!
Porque habrá matado, dicho. Digo, ¿qué ha pasado? Porque Torgal habrá matado a alguien. Claro, es que está claro que es aquí o aquí. No puedo abrir la casa, creo que no se puede abrir ni nada, pero por probar. No perdemos nada.
here. Greetings, Your Majesty.
Sencillita. Alma de bomba.
Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. I should probably have brought a bucket.
La guarda en el bolsillo, mira.
This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it. If a wine needs more than this, he can fetch it himself.
No hay nada, no hay un cofre ni nada, tío. Siendo una ruina de esta gente, es raro que no haya... No, tenemos hechas todas las secundarias. Todas, ¿no? Pues nada. Vamos a entregarlas todas.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, eh? I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me.
I was just on my way to see it.
Vale.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree with...
You learned something about that sort.
I did better than... Yes.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how...
Even so, is there some way it could be you?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably... But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hardware? Just imagine it. Good Valesthian steel with an edge as sharp as any. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something...
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted.
No, I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still... Hey, I owe you one. August 2. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make, you come and find me when you've got the material.
Right?
A ver qué desbloqueo ahora de él. Ah, me va a hacer... Puedo hacerme ahora... cosas mejores, pero... Diseño de Excalibur. Vale. Excalibur. Ahora seguramente los materiales que me pidan no los tendré, seguramente. Igual que me pasó con la anterior, esto es la paranoia del juego. Ah, mira, pues sí. Pues sí lo puedo hacer.
No scratches, right?
¿Ves? Esto es a lo que yo me refiero. Yo he hecho esta secundaria. Vale que es una secundaria. Pero vuelvo a tener un arma lila. Mucho mejor. Pudiendo haberme ahorrado comprar un arma y crearla. Es cosa que no entiendo, pero bueno. Qué guay.
Ah, Clyde, were you able to locate...
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction.
Very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way.
Ah. But that reminds me. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised the Fenrir of legend served Shiva, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst us.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Muy bien esa aplicación, te la compro, muy bonito, pero las habilidades de Torgal, cómo se transforma Torgal, cuando lo hago que se transforme.
Ugh, I'm never drinking.
I don't know where Cid gets the energy. Mid told me she was building a ship.
Good. So Lady Karen accept...
Ah, but she was just too stubborn. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever.
Oh, one.
Vaya por Dios, podría haber ido a hablar con Karen antes, carajo. Ay, con este que diga.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Mira, preguntó sobre Kupka. Esperaba que las cosas cambiaran con su muerte. Cuando cierro los ojos veo a Jara gritándonos que huyamos mientras se enfrenta a los soldados. Se sacrificó por salvarnos y nunca lo olvidaré. Es tal y como dijo, las palabras nunca mueren. Las suyas junto a sus recuerdos siguen vivas en mi interior. Sus enseñanzas me cambiaron la vida y siempre le estaré agradecido. Aunque nunca encontraré las palabras para expresarlo. Ojalá estuviera aquí para enseñármelas.
Come to claim your just desserts?
Medallón del prior.
All yours.
No sé qué
Come
hace.
again. I may have more for you.
Tras otra poción 25%. Este creo que me lo voy a quitar porque me gusta, pero me estoy cansando de esa esquiva, ¿vale? Soy así. Entonces voy a mirar. Ordenar. Aumentar el ataque en 12. A ver. Vale, porque estos son todos de ataque, vale. Me lo ha puesto en ataque. Ahora esto me lo ha puesto en defensa. Las pociones. La otra poción. Vale. Tricombo tal. Claro, ya es todas las de fuego. Todas las de Garuda, las de Lamu, las de Titán. Creo que me voy a poner la del ataque de Torgal o mi fuerza. Voy a poner de mi fuerza para que haya fuerte y ya está. Sí, y con eso me vale.
All right there, Sid? How's that hunt for...
I have it here.
Ahí le cae todo. No tenía
That's
bolsa.
the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep... You're a gent, Sid. Right then. Let's get this... Telemon Malembic.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speak...
There's no need.
Don't be... Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in.
What kind?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
A mí justo lo que no necesitaba porque no las uso.
That's the spirit. Leave it with me. I'll only be a mo. Well, what do you reckon?
It certainly feels more...
Right?
Thank you.
No, for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavors. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your bag. And I'm telling you, there's plenty more where that...
Yeah. Ish, puntito de subir. Ahorrar flexible incrementa la capacidad de inventario para objetos consumibles. Vale, ahora puedo llevar más objetos consumibles. Bien. Eso miramos ahora, bueno, lo diré ahora, ¿no? De 4 a 6, de 3 a 4 y de 3. Vale. Está bien. Para quien le haga falta está bien. A ver, que seguramente cuando yo lo juego en modo Final Fantasy, las pociones y las ultra pociones las gastaré a hierro, pero ahora mismo... Está todo contento todo.
Goat tells me you do prefer the debt was repaid.
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you. I may have tossed a talent or two in, but those were donations. And you can hardly call it charity.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves... Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened...
Oh, so you're a print? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or... Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce.
¿Quién carajo?
Man, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell.
¿A quién se refería, carajo? Me he perdido.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass beyond that
Stone
discount, so
jefe.
don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
Son jefe.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I know so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dane both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died.
20 años, dice.
Summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. But having nothing better to do on the long nights, we sat up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons.
Hostia, qué bueno.
Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
Hostia.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true.
Oh, ahora que lo estoy viendo otra vez, le tengo cariño, ¿eh?
Ready to catch the stubborn sod if ever he should fall.
¿Sabes? O sea, ha sido como orgullo o...
But I couldn't
Cariño, no
even
sé.
do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone. I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction, and I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Puede verse en el camarote. Iba a poner puede venderse, digo, te imaginas, lo vendo del tiro. No he subido de nivel por un pelo, ¿eh? Pues nada, listo, ya no nos queda ninguna secundaria, ninguna escoria.
Let's go. Run like the wind.
Yo a lo mejor me puedo tirar, porque como el mapa por abajo es usable. Que me queda encajado. Lleva todas las frutas ya.
I see the Dalmex lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold at least. The path continues on the other side.
Seguro que no sé qué son las rosas del desierto. Okay. A ver. Hostia.
So this is Zemeckis.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. A final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths...
Gigantesco cráter ubicado junto a la landa del olvido, cerca del mercado de busca en Dalmequia, también conocido como el último pecado. Es el lugar donde acaeció la tragedia que cuenta la leyenda de los pecados de Zemeckis. Aunque las aguas del estrecho de Auta llevan centurias cayendo a las profundidades, no parece llenarse nunca.
We'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominants and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then, Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh. Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
¿Este también conoce lo de Artema, tío?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and...
Entienden, por curiosidad. Entre Anabel y Wokupka consiguen que Dalmekia proponga un armisticio en Sanbreque, profesa que en la corte imperial atribuye las extraordinarias dotes diplomáticas de la joven Olivier. Entonces así que su padre Silvestre abdica en su favor y lo nombra. ¿Cómo? Espérate, entonces... Anabela y Hugo consiguen que Dalmekia proponga un armisticio. Misterioso ser que se muestra ante Clef en el santuario de la cabeza del dragón, dirigiéndose como mito. Trata de tomar su cuerpo como receptáculo, pero Clef logra resistir su embate y se revela contra él antes de caer inconsciente. Poco después, Joshua aparece y le sella en su propio pecho. El emperador saca el imperio de Sanbreque tras la muerte del archiduque. Elwin, en aquella trágica noche en el pórtico del Fénix, se casa con Annabella Rossfield y juntos tienen un hijo llamado Olivier. La influencia de ambos en los asuntos políticos del imperio se consolida con el paso de los años hasta que Silvestre decide abdicar a favor de su hijo, proclamándolo nueva encarnación de la diosa Gregora.
My mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sambrek, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring.
Tienen el muñeco los ojos encendidos, ¿eh?
I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
The Boklab markets are to the north. We just need to hug the coast.
Me iba a tirar, pero vamos a hacerlo bien.
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well-trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if we can wait for this siege to end.
¿Es para arriba, para abajo, o primero para abajo?
Alright. Headed over to the Crystalline Dominion too, are you? Good deal to be made there, believe you me. Yeah. The minute I heard them bandits had blown up Drake's Fang, I packed up me stole and pulled me boots on. And so did you, eh? I did have a plan to make me fortune with some baths down by the Dollar Mill Inn. How can anybody sit back and relax in a land that ain't got a whiff of the crystal's blessing no more? And that's when it hit me. If you're looking for lucre, the Dominion's the place to be. Soon enough, half a storm will be headed there. If I could get in first and set up shop, I'll have a license to mince gill. The guildmasters of Canberra will be beggars by comparison. I'll be famous in all four corners of Storm soon enough, and I'll have a fortune that'll make me ma and pa proud.
Qué pesa.
Not much further to Baghdad now.
Good. I've had my fill of life without magic, if you can call it life. The sooner I can fill my flask from a crystal like a civilized adult, the better.
¿Te imaginas que todo recorriendo andando?
They've closed the road to Randalar.
If the siege breaks, they'll need more than this to stop the Imperial legions marching on the capital.
Oh, I'm done for. If I can't get these goods to Randalar, how will I pay for my bread?
If you haven't got a pass, you're not getting through.
Please, I'm begging you.
No puedo hablar con nadie ni nada, ¿no?
Nearly at the markets. I'll get you something to drink there, all right?
More refugees.
And they're all making for the Crystalline Dominion.
Because they don't know how to live without the crystal's blessing.
Finished.
¿Esto para qué está?
Auckland. Finally.
There are no crystals here. We have to keep going.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
Porter for hire. The best service at the best price. Others will carry...
What do you think, girl?
Empezó mi perro. Sube. 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 Hasta bicho. Como todas las noches.
That's that then.
Hurry there. I must leave for the Dominion post haste. I am hurrying, my lord. Bloody crimson caravans scooping.
Necesita transportar vuestra mercancía en el Bodega y Aldrich el arriero. El mejor servicio por un tercio del precio de las caravanas bermejas. Seguro, ¿verdad? Oportuno como Aldrich no hay ninguno.
All the best customers. Leave some for the rest of us.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap. Out of my sight. What are you looking for?
A fine choice.
Ojalá se pudiera escuchar, preescuchar las...
May Gilbert
La música. Vale, mira. Por lo menos.
If our new arrivals had brought any coin with them, we'd be rich.
Tengo curiosidad hacia dónde va este. hecho nada, ¿eh? Solamente ha venido, ha dado la vuelta y se ha ido.
I hear the brothers found another victim.
I believe it, Caroline. What's that? The third this month?
Peaches and pears.
Wonders from across the water. Come one, come all. Feast your eyes. Good sir, can I interest you in...
How much? For a measly crust of bread?
You won't find any cheaper. Not nowadays. But you're more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the crystalline dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
Looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
And they're checking everyone.
Can't you make an
Not for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go and find Good, shall we?
Vale, pues lo vamos a dejar
Must
aquí.
be around here somewhere.
Ay, qué novedad. Que estoy cansado, tío. Me estoy quedando dormido hace un ratito. Pues nada. Un besito en el orto. Buenas noches.